Welcome to this lesson. In this video, we will investigate the difference between sex and gender. We will also analyze which are the stereotypes and gender roles marked in our society and the term for feminine or masculine behavior through the socialization of gender. What is gender and sex? The concept of gender carries with it characteristics, behaviors, and attitudes that are related to an individual. These characteristics are classified as feminine or masculine behavior and create your gender identity. Roles are developed by gender and created by socialization agents. These socialization agents can be people and groups that are part of our environment and that determine what it is to be a man or a woman. This whole process can change over time and varies within and between cultures, as well as systems of social differentiation, such as political status, class, ethnic origin, physical and mental disability, age, and much more. All these are capable of modifying gender roles. The concept of gender is fundamental because by applying it to social analysis, we can reveal how the subordination of woman or the domination of man is socially constructed. As such, subordination can be changed or terminated. Unlike gender, we understand sex as the biological differences that exist between man and woman, classified from birth as masculine XY chromosome or feminine chromosome XX. Therefore, sex is the sum of sex elements of the organism, such as chromosomes, glands, morphology, genitals, and sex hormones. How is the social construction of a man or a woman developed? That leads us to gender socialization. Socialization allows us to explain how some sociocultural developments are acquired or developed in the construction of identity and social representations of masculinity and femininity. This leads the individual to develop a series of attitudes toward what is demanded in society that are adequately feminine or masculine. Through the process of socialization, individuals manage to develop the normative elements implicit in gender social practices, being a man or being a woman. This implies having internalized the reality that already occurs in the cultural environment, which leads to the development of a series of attitudes towards what is demanded in society, such as behaviors, feelings, and thoughts that are adequately feminine or masculine. The socialization is a learning process through which values, beliefs, and dominant behaviors are transmitted in society, promoting gender relations and assigning differentiated roles. As this learning develops, the division of tasks is internalized in man and woman according to the sex and gender roles that are constructed. This facilitating a process of gender socialization which can generate a feeling of discrimination and isolation in many women. In the process of construction of gender identity, there are a series of socializing agents which influence the acquisition of roles that identify men and women since they are born. For example, the family, the school, the community, religion, and the media. We understand the family as a socializing agent because they are with the individual from the start of the learning process. This way, the individual will acquire values, attitudes, beliefs, norms, and prejudice that configure its personality. The school transmits values and attitudes that are instilled in the individual through formal and non-formal education, becoming a complement to the socializing process of the family. Within a community, men and women acquire equal behaviors, where they observe social norms and standards, defining a person within a group and creating bonds and interpersonal relationships. Religions are composed of a set of moral norms that are shared by a group of people, sharing multiple rights and beliefs. The media are very powerful information tools, such as television, press, advertising, social networks, and more, having a large impact on people's ideas, customs, and behaviors in an unidirectional way. Stereotypes and gender roles. Due to the process of socialization, gender roles have been created, forming the profiles of men and women, and also what's to expect according to their gender. These roles can mark the behavioral and personality traits. They are founded by gender stereotypes that are socially created to assign how a woman should behave in her environment and how a man should be like. Gender stereotypes are defined as social and cultural beliefs that classify men and women with a series of characteristics. Behavior, control of emotions, ideas, and even our physical appearance are assigned. Also, they can be defined and classified by certain activities that they perform. Often, these stereotypes end up being a prejudice, justifying discrimination to all people who share a specific characteristic. Within society, this discrimination is a lot of times directed towards women and all the attitudes that surround them, classifying them with a stipulated role. These roles, called gender roles, are society's way of putting gender stereotypes into practice, expressing them through the behaviors, thoughts, emotions, and feelings that a man or a woman is expected to express according to their gender. Gender roles can also mark a personality traits, such as that men do not cry or that women have to be more anxious. Here are some examples of gender roles and gender stereotypes that are related specifically to men and women. How to deconstruct gender stereotypes. Men and women must deconstruct these stereotypes since they are usually guided by the social constructions imposed by society and cannot see a unique reality. We must ask ourselves who we are and how we come to build our personality. With this self-observation, we discover how we really are and how we are influenced by our socialization agents, being judged and classified within our society and creating gender stereotypes for ourselves and for the people around us. This is why it is important to realize the number of gender stereotypes that exist, to reflect on this and to try to change that with small changes. For example, allow men to take care of family members or women to make their own decisions with independence and autonomy. These small changes, while time passes, will be great advances towards gender equality. We have to reject sexism and the gender stereotypes that are created in the media and express our feelings about it. The media have a very strong influence on our society. Advertising uses any resources to impact the audience of viewers and resorts to gender stereotypes without even raising ethical issues. The image we have of women in this advertising is very sexist. We can define it as a masked discrimination, where gender stereotypes and other problems are established and normalized with the sole purpose of objectifying and hypersexualizing women. As community education facilitators, we must work with the community and deconstruct the stereotypes that are seen in the films, advertising, or news. Now just ask yourself, what's negative in the images? Why do they want to pass that message? How can we transform it into a message that enhances gender equality? Thanks for watching the lesson. If you want to know more about what community educators say about gender diversity practice in Austria, Portugal, Bulgaria and France, have a look at the national reports at our website www.equalspace.eu.